Hey guys, it feels like 6 months, but I think it's been more like 2 months since I've had an actual opportunity to sit and record. I hope you guys are doing well in the midst of all this craziness and chaos in life and society right now, guys. Before you get going, guys, if you have not had a chance, click on subscribe if you have not already done so. That way you can get updates hopefully more regularly to my channel. Also share it, social media, all that fun stuff. My goal is to be able to help people, especially in a time where we need it, right? Man, do we need encouragement and positivity and all of those things, right? Life is throwing at us enough negativity that we don't need anything extra added in that pile, right? So definitely do that. And if you are not aware, I have my own blog now that I started. Let's just see how many more things I can add on my plate, right? But I actually really enjoy that. I'm able to update it a lot more regularly than I do my videos. Hopefully, like a couple times a week is what I'm actually aiming for. And so that is favorcampbell.blog, real simple. And then there, I hope to use that and overlap a little bit with some of the topics that I talk about on here as well. There might be a lot more different topics because I'll do that more often, but there will be times where I overlap, and so that's kind of something I'm doing right now with the topic that I'm about to talk about. So one of the things that I struggle with is this balancing act of how much of me to share, and I say that because I really have this innate goal to be able to help people. When I went through my big storm, a few years ago with my divorce, I know I literally wanted to be able to say, I said, if this is what I have to go through in order to help people, then so be it. And I accept that. And so I kind of look at life that way now, like whatever I'm going through, there has to be a purpose in it. And if I can do whatever I can do to share with people, my experience in order to help them, then I accept that challenge. And so that's one of the places I'm at. But with that comes a level of openness and vulnerability, balanced with just not putting all my business out there, if you will, right? And so I'm not a big put my business on social media type person, teach his own, but that just doesn't work for me. And so finding this level of like, how much do I share? What do I share? When do I share it? All those things is something I struggle with and do try to find balance with. But I think this is one of those opportunities where I'm okay with it. So that being said, to get straight to the point, one of the reasons I have been off of here as of late is because on the night of July 4th into the 5th, had a house fire. First things first, everybody's fine. Me and my daughter and my boyfriend were at the house at the time, and we got out safely thanks to neighbors ringing the doorbell. My house is still standing, but there is a lot of structural damage. We're pretty sure at that time we were hearing fireworks behind us, and so we're thinking that that's what ignited the fire in our backyard, and so in my backyard. So I'm homeless temporarily. Have been for about a month. I'm living at my boyfriend's house, but Jay and I are moving into an apartment for the next 6 months until they get all the construction done on the house. So that's kind of what's been happening in a nutshell. There's a lot that comes with that, obviously, insurance and all that fun stuff. So someday, and then trying to balance work and life and what to do with COVID and my daughter going back to school soon, and there's been a lot. So I get everybody has a lot on their plate right now, and so that's kind of just what's been happening with me in my world. And so that kind of obviously I probably, if y'all know me, where my faith is, and so that's really had me head deep in just really asking God not why, because that's not a question I typically ask, but looking for the purpose in this, right? And so one of the things that that happened with this is I know God's really been speaking to me through Philippians 4, and it talks about not being anxious about anything but really trusting in God. And so I just finished reading a book that dealt with that topic, right? So in that book there was a sentence, and the author, basically, I'm going to share the 2 words that he said that really were significant to me, and that I really feel like we all need to hear right now. And it's this: you're human, right? And that's an obvious statement. But what do I mean by that? It means that, you know what, it's okay right now to not always have it together. It's okay to, wake up and just, not feel like, going out and attacking the world at 100%. It's okay if you don't make all your meals for your kids from scratch. It's okay if you're eating out more than you want to. It's okay if you're not making it to the gym. It's okay if you're just having a day where you're just kind of kind of meh. That's a word my daughter uses, meh, and so it's okay, because guess what? We're all human and we're all dealing with everything that life has thrown our way. So I'm not going to make this one super long because it's really kind of straight to the point. And as you move forward in your days and your weeks and even your months, guys, I know many of us have had 1, 2, sometimes 7, 8, 9, 10 days where you just feel like life is just like knocking you around. And, in those moments where you just don't feel like you are your best, I am a perfectionist. And what that means for me is that, I work as hard as I possibly can to do everything to the very best of my ability. But the negative side of that is I have created this level of perfectionism that's really hard to, achieve at times. And so when I don't achieve it, I'm left kind of feeling frustrated or upset with myself. And, right now I have basically, I don't want to say any stability, but I have minimal stability. When you have your safety net, your home kind of stripped away from you, and I'm a very structured person, and all of those things, it can leave you really feeling like you're out in the middle of the sea with, not even a life jacket on. You're just out there floating. And so I'm grateful for the people in my life. I don't know what I would literally do right now without my boyfriend, because we're kind of all we got out here, where we live. And so, he's been not just helpful physically, with the, moving and, getting stuff and, letting me ship all my Amazon stuff to his house, but emotionally as well. And so he's accepted me in my good moments and the days afterwards when I was like crying every other hour, it felt like. And so I really, really, really appreciate him for this. And so he's allowed me to feel like I'm just human and it's going to be okay and things are going to work themselves out, right? Everything is seasonal, guys, meaning everything that's happening isn't going to last forever. And so, for the next 6 months, I'm a little out of my comfort zone and have to adjust and move into an apartment and then move out and move back into my house. But in those days that I don't feel quite 100%, I commit to myself that I'm going to remind myself that I am just human and just like you. All right. So that being said, have a great rest of your week and weekend, guys. And I look forward to seeing you on my next one.